Being a king means having a lot of power, not just the title, but the freedom to marry anyone, buy expensive cars, and build big houses fit for royalty. King Mswati III of Eswatini enjoys all these things. He has 16 wives, a lot of money, and total control over his country, while many of his people struggle to get by. Now, his marriage to Jacob Zuma's 21-year-old daughter, Nomsabo, has caught everyone's attention. She says she married him because of love, but many people aren't sure. With his wealth and power, some wonder if there's another reason. Is it really love, or is there something else going on? Let's dig into this story and find out. This is Lux Diaries. Before we continue, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for more videos like this. Now, King Mswati III became king when he was just 18 years old. Before that, his two aunts took care of the country for 4 years after his father, King Sobhuza II, passed away. Sobhuza ruled for 82 years and had around 125 wives. Mswati was still studying in the UK when he was called back home to take over the throne on April 26, 1986. Since becoming king, Mswati has had total control over Eswatini. He picks the country's prime minister and other important leaders. His father had once closed the parliament, but Mswati brought it back, although it doesn't have much power because he still makes all the big decisions. He has also made some strict rules, such as banning miniskirts and divorce, saying they go against Swazi culture. Some people say Mswati has helped keep the country stable and has worked hard to protect its traditions, but others think he is too strict and controls too much. Political parties have even been banned in Eswatini since 1973, and nothing has changed under Mswati's rule. Protests and people speaking against him are often stopped by police, sometimes in violent ways. The media is also tightly controlled, meaning people can't say what they really think without getting into trouble. Because of this, human rights groups have criticized Mswati for not allowing freedom of speech and democracy. Even though Eswatini is a Christian country with strong beliefs, Mswati has 16 wives and more than 45 children. His marriages have often been in the news. One of his wives was a high school girl who disappeared without her mother knowing where she went. But the wife who got the most attention is the daughter of South Africa's former president, Jacob Zuma. She married Mswati when she was just 21 years old. Many people started asking, did she really marry him out of love, or was it because he is one of the richest kings in the world? When you look into his wealth, he is known for his luxurious lifestyle, and many people have criticized him for it. Reports say he spends huge amounts of money, while most of the people in his country struggle to survive. For instance, in 2014, Eswatini's parliament gave him $61 million for his household expenses, while 63% of Swazis lived on less than $1.25 a day. He is the guy who embraces extravagant items, but dislikes it when others talk about them. In one case, following negative media attention surrounding his luxury car purchases, such as a $500,000 Maybach 62, he enforced a rule to stop people from photographing his vehicles. Does he stop? No. In 2004, a local newspaper reported that Mswati wanted the government to spend $15 million to decorate 3 of his palaces and build more houses for his 11 wives. The government denied this and said the money was actually meant for 5 state houses, not palaces, and the cost was around 19.9 million euros. However, later that year, they approved the construction of 5 new buildings, which cost over $4 million in public funds. His wives have also been part of the controversy. In 2008, 9 of his 13 wives went on a shopping spree abroad, spending a lot of money. This angered many people, and hundreds of Swazi women marched through the capital city to protest. A group called Positive Living, which helps women with AIDS, organized the protest and asked the government to use the money for more important things like healthcare and food. Besides his expensive cars and lifestyle, Mswati possesses a collection of custom luxury watches valued at millions of dollars. But his holdings extend beyond luxury items as he maintains direct ownership in numerous businesses nationwide. Many people link Eswatini's slower economic growth to the ruling monarch's ownership of businesses in the nation. As the absolute ruler, Mswati has the final say on everything in the country. He can stop any new laws and dissolve any political group that tries to challenge him. With so much power and wealth in his hands, it's easy to see why many people think his leadership is unfair. And what about his marriages? Well, Nomcebo Zuma, the daughter of South Africa's former president Jacob Zuma, recently got engaged to King Mswati III. The engagement became official during the reed dance ceremony, a traditional event held every year for young women and girls. But the guy is already 56 years old, with 11 wives, and has been married 15 times in total. Some people think this marriage is more about politics than love. However, Eswatini's government spokesman, Alpheus Nxumalo, denied this. He said the marriage had nothing to do with politics, and that love does not look at age. He told the BBC that love can happen between anyone, even if they have a big age difference. By the way, King Mswati and the Zuma family were already connected through marriage before Nomcebo's engagement. Even though the king rules Eswatini with full control, many people criticize him for living a life of luxury, while most of his people live in poverty. He has been king for 38 years, and his rule has faced a lot of complaints. For instance, Eswatini, which used to be called Swaziland, has about 1.1 million people. Sadly, it has one of the highest HIV/AIDS rates in the world. Many citizens struggle to afford healthcare, education, and even basic needs like food, while the king continues to spend millions on his lavish lifestyle. Critics also point out how King Mswati treats people who speak against him. Eswatini is almost entirely surrounded by South Africa, and the king's way of handling protests and opposition has been harsh. Many people who ask for democracy or better living conditions have been met with police force and arrests. There are also strong family and cultural ties between Eswatini and South Africa. King Mswati is related to the current Zulu king, Msuzulu ka Zwelithini, who is actually his nephew. This connection shows how close the two countries are when it comes to their royal families and traditions. On the other hand, the former president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, had to resign because of corruption accusations. He is still facing a court case over a 1999 arms deal, but he says he did nothing wrong. Despite all this, Zuma is making a political comeback. His new political party, Umkhonto weSizwe, came third in South Africa's general election last year. And well, Zuma is also well known for following his Zulu traditions. He has several wives and is believed to have about 20 children. Could this be the reason his own daughter agreed to get married to a polygamous man? Well, she recently caught everyone's attention. At the end of the ceremony, King Mswati III chose Nomcebo as his fiancé, a title known in Swati as Liefhovala, meaning royal fiancé. But again, the king has been criticized before for marrying young brides. Back in 2005, he chose a 17-year-old Findile Nkambule to be his wife. The interesting part is that he had just removed a law that banned relationships with girls under 18. This law was first introduced in 2001 to help fight HIV/AIDS. However, just 2 months after making the rule, he broke it himself by marrying another 17-year-old girl. To make up for it, he fined himself a cow, yes, a cow, but that's not all. In 2002, an 18-year-old high school student named Zina Malang went missing from her school. Her mother, Lindiwe Dlamini, was shocked to find out that 2 men had taken her daughter. She quickly reported it to the police. Later, she was told that Zina was at Ludzidzini Royal Village, where she was being prepared to become one of King Mswati III's wives. According to tradition, a future bride, called a Liefhovala, must meet certain rules. One of these rules is that she cannot be a twin. Zina, however, was a twin, having a brother, which meant she should not have been chosen. Her mother took the case to the High Court, hoping to bring her daughter back. But before anything could happen, the country's Attorney General, Phesheya Dlamini, stepped in and stopped the case. King Mswati's choices when it comes to marriage often make headlines. Some people question whether his marriages are based on love or something else, like power or tradition. Others wonder why such young girls are chosen to join his long list of wives. Meanwhile, Nomcebo's engagement has sparked a lot of discussion. Some believe she married the king out of love, while others think it might have to do with her family's connections and the king's wealth. Whatever the reason, her story has become one of the biggest royal topics in Eswatini and South Africa. But what do you think? Did Nomcebo marry for love, tradition, or maybe something entirely different? Let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this one.